in my life. I've never looked at literature the same after you've taught me, so I'd say you've had a pretty huge impact in my life, and I'll take that going forward.
One of my favorite memories was, actually I don't really remember this because I was asleep, but we were driving back from a vacation together and we both sat next to each other in the car, and I guess I fell asleep on her shoulder, and then she kept pushing my head off and complaining and getting a little bit annoyed with me, but that's okay. And then yelling at me about it in class when we got back. That was kind of funny.
I remember Mrs. Olson once told me, and this was in 11th grade when I was kind of struggling with AP Lang and I wasn't confident in myself and all that. I think Mrs. Olson told me, your best is the best that you can do. Yeah, she said something along those lines, and I think that kind of helped me, I don't know, believe in myself more and trust that what I'm doing is the most I can do, and not to stress out over things that I can't like physically or mentally do.
One of my favorite memories of Ms. Olson is when she started to have high expectations to me. I don't know if this is true, but she started to say, oh, like, your paper's gonna be so good and that stuff, which she never did when I was in like 11th grade. Seeing my improvements in English, and now like, after that I feel so accomplished.
My favorite memory about her is the thing that she always say for teaching us MLA, quote short, underline long. Yeah, I always have that in my brain, and whenever I question a source, I say quote short, underline long.
I say just her classes in general really like a favorite memory altogether. I really didn't like English when I was in middle school. It wasn't my favorite subject. I thought I was more like a science and math guy, but then I think she really helped me enjoy this English and literature in general.
I'll remember Miss Olson as like the best academic teacher because whenever I said like my favorite teacher is who, I always said that teacher was my favorite teacher because they were like really funny and they were like friends with me. But Miss Olson's my favorite teacher because she taught me like everything. Like she taught me the most, and I used those like skills all through high school. So I think I'm going to use all those lessons in university. So
I think the most important thing that she's taught me and everyone else is the value of literature, because I feel like a lot of people see English or literature as like just like extra homework or whatever, but she's taught me how important literature really is to like human society.
I'll remember Miss Olson as like my mom in school. Like she's always caring for me, and sometimes we get into arguments, but I know she's right and she's doing what's best for me, and I'll really miss her, and I hope she has all the luck in her retirement.
I remember her telling me that she thought I was having a really hard time during 9th grade, which was true, and at that point I really thought that she was a caring person and she really cared a lot about her students, so she's a very important person to me.
When I think about my 3 years that I've taught at BFS, it's been so amazing having Nancy, as my colleague, and I think when I retire, when I'm in your position and I'm retiring, I will look back on coming to BFS and having you as a colleague as one of the best coincidences of my life. So thank you so much. You've helped me grow so much as a teacher and as a person, and I have no doubt that I will always look back on these 3 years with a lot of gratuity. Is that a word? Can I even say that? Does that even make sense?
My favorite memory about Mrs. Olson is when I tried to quit the lead class, I guess, and then she just held me back. She said just become a well-rounded person, and then I was kind of touched by her words, I guess. Yeah, that's my favorite memory.
The first thing you taught me is that literature can actually be fun, And the second thing, on a more serious note, he taught me that sometimes it's hard to forgive people, but what you can do for yourself is let go of the burden that weighs you down and impedes self-growth.
I feel like when I came to the school, first of all, my English wasn't very good, and second of all, I always had a passion for literature, but I never really understood how it can change and impact one's life. And I feel like Mrs. Olson gave that knowledge to me that literature, I think she told me once that literature is much more real than the real life is, and it talks about things that maybe not happen to you, but you can relate to them in some way. And I'm really grateful to Mrs. Olson for introducing me to this big world of literature, and I will miss Mrs. Olson so much because I feel like that's a teacher that has really taught me a lot of things, and not just like educational wise, but just really important things in life that you have to know. And yeah, I love you, Mrs. Olson.
I remember as really one of the best teachers I ever had in high school, and I really going to miss her when she leaves.
Hello, Mrs. Olson. Thank you for teaching us with great passion. And since you focus so much on student, I hope you focus on yourself and have a great time with your family members. So thank you, and I love you.
Hey Mrs. Olson, thank you for the greatest English classes I had with you. Because of your free spirit, I never felt forced to do anything in your class. I just had a naturally positive desire to work hard and grow as writer and critical reader, all thanks to you. My love for literature conveyed through our class discussions and of course your personal contribution. I want to wish you all the best wherever you go. Just keep on being your kind-hearted, energetic, loving, supportive self. Best wishes all the way from Holy Land of Israel. Bye.
Have a great time with your grandson and granddaughter, and yeah. And thank you for being my teacher.
Mrs. Olson, thank you for teaching me 4 years. And I hope you have a great future afterwards, BFS. I hope all of us do, but especially you, since we were your last class that you'll be graduating. So yeah, thank you, Miss Olson.
Thank you, Miss Olson, for everything you've done for me and all the things that you've taught me over the years.
Thank you, Ms. Olson, for being such a good English teacher and mentor overall, and I'm gonna miss you a lot.
Hey Mom, you've been the best work neighbor I've ever had, and my first work neighbor I'm marrying next year, so that says a lot. I thank you for making me a better teacher and a better human. You've taught me so much about life and the world and about experience and how to deal with everything around me. I love you so much. Thank you for everything you've done for me.
Oh man, hey Nance. Well, if you thought that you were leaving BFS and that you could just never see me again, you're so wrong, because I'm gonna come and visit you in the Midwest when I'm in the States. Maybe not this summer, but eventually. So thank you so much for all that you've done for me over the years, and I just so appreciate you and love you so much, and I'm going to really miss you next year, but you will be able to count on snarky emails from me throughout the year. So hopefully that will entertain you in your retirement, but thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you so much.
Thank you, Nancy. You and I have shared something very precious in common, and that's our daughter, Megan, and I am very grateful that you have been her mom here in Korea, not only mentoring her professionally, but giving her that mom hug when she needed it. Best of luck in your retirement.
You are the goodest teacher.
And you teach English good.